Thanks for stopping by to see what I'm up to today. This evening I'm on airport appreciation duty, recently thrown into the dungeon, but that's all right. I get to have technology and I get to talk to you. Tonight I'm going to talk about amplifiers. Now it's kind of ironic, you're going to say, you're copying off them coffin ham radio guys. No, it's kind of coincidental. Me and, or T.O. and I very often find ourselves tracking the same path. Like with the T-Tower or Mesh-tastic. It's just, he'll make a video about it way before I will. Well, this amp, I've been thinking about buying an amp for ever since I got the IC705. So I decided to make the IC705 my mobile radio. And people said, hey, it ain't no mobile radio. It's not a mobile radio. I'll use different voices, but people thought that I was crazy. All sorts of people from over there and over there. I don't think so. I love that radio. It does so many things, and it's got such a nice display that I said that's going to be my truck HF radio. So I've been looking at getting an amp for ever since COVID or slightly before COVID. But anyway, recently Ape has been on an amp quest, and it made me dig out some old footage. HobbyPCB, are these kits?
Yes, these are kits. You can have a look at the inside. The boards are pretty much all assembled. You have to, we provide wires and cords to wind the toroids. The toroid guy also sells toroid kits for all of our products, so you don't have to wind them if you don't want to. You have to put the transformers on. There's an LED on the front panel that has to be soldered on once you get it in place, so it's the right length. Most of the other boards are completely assembled. The ATU is completely assembled.
That footage was from one of the ham fests. Every YouTube, how to do YouTube says, tell a story. Here's a story. See, I know this guy. He fell in love with the 705. I'm not going to expose him because I don't want to embarrass him.
That's okay.
But he fell in love with the 705, and the 705 became his vehicle in the truck. And everybody's like, it's only 10 watts. So he's like, I'll get an amp. So how would this run in my truck?
So the 50 watt amp runs right on, it's got Anderson power poles, runs on 12 volts, you hook it right up to the truck. We have a special interface kit for the IC705, which does Bluetooth so that the band information from the radio makes it to the amp. You could put this in the trunk. You wouldn't even never need to see it. The way ICOM implemented it, they didn't use everything on Bluetooth. You still need a cable for the, but it's a standard 3.5 millimeter cable for the push to talk and one for the tuners. So what happens is if you ring it up and it thinks that it has an ICOM tuner. So if I press the tune button, the amplifier automatically tunes. Now, if he's mobile, he probably has a screwdriver antenna and doesn't even need a tuner.
Or a ham stick on the fender that everybody thinks is crazy too.
Oh, okay. But so the internal tuner might not be a thing for.
It would just tune. That guy is me, and I love this. I know. I love this radio in the truck. It's with the big numbers, and so we're not selling ICOMs. Everybody knows how good the 705 is, but I do need 50 watts to make it a true versatile mobile radio. I don't need it, but I want it. And
do you operate mostly sideband?
Sideband and CW.
Okay, so the amp does have carrier-operated relays, RF sensing. So you don't have to have the push-to-talk cable.
Okay.
It just sees the RF and then it automatically switches. Now that's a little bit dicey to use on sideband. It's okay on CW.
Okay.
So if you didn't want to run the cable, but the Bluetooth would be very important because then when you change bands, if I go in here and change to 20 meters, you'll see that it changed the amp to 20 meters.
Right.
But that's done all over Bluetooth, so you wouldn't need any cabling except RF between the amp.
So, what's the tariff on this? So if I want the amp, what's the amp going to cost? And it's a kit, I got to put it together myself, right? Yeah. I want to put it, get to put it together myself, right?
So it's $350. The tuner, if you want it, is another $200, but again, it doesn't sound like you need it. And the interface kit for the ICOM is $50.
All right.
$400, and you can put it in your truck and everything, 50 watts.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Carrier-operated relays, RF sensing, Bluetooth sensing information, I finally pulled the trigger. It'll be here soon, and maybe I'll do the build in a video. Thanks for stopping by.